Whoa. Wow. December 17th, 2024. Another day. I need to do one thing. I need to launch my YouTube real quick before I do anything. See how it is. Oh, that's good. Okay. 1080 should be on. Thank you. I can't remember MP or somebody who said wanted to know when I could do the 1080p, and chatbot helped me out. What the hell is that? Like every day is a new adventure. All right. Good morning. I'm not sure who's on, but at any rate, here's the hour chart. Let me get rid of some of this stuff. I've switched over to the March contracts, mainly because I was just watching December's, and man, it was like 2 to 3 point spread. Just wasn't looking good, so I thought I'd better switch over. Right? So everything is now switched over, and here we go. At least we get some continuous data on the hour chart. You can see the hour chart, like yesterday I showed, the trend is just up, so that's what you got to expect. Here's some targets. Hopefully they're clear today. Yeah, they're not that clear. Good morning, Coveper. They're not bad. I got it on full screen now, and I can read everything pretty well. Yeah, not bad. All right, about 8-9 second delay. All right, so there's the hour chart. Nope, I don't want to do that. And here's your target. So we're currently sitting right on the top control at 22,355. So we're really close to it. I have not done the midnight open trade. I'll do that on the next chart. I'm assuming that we've stayed below it most of the day. So then I've become a little bit bearish on the bearish side, unless we cross back above that. Right? So it was up here around 417. So we spent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hours, 8 hours below it. So it gives me just a little bit of, let me put this guy at least up where he's close. I think that's pretty close. Gives me just a little bit of bearishness, right? Even though we're above top control. So it could be some choppy in here. That's what I'm guessing. That's what it makes. That's what my gut tells me. But if we do start pushing up and get above the midnight open, it would be a pretty good long signal. And then my target would be, first target would be 517. Might see an initial rejection, come back around, swing back up, try to hit the top at 570. It depends on the power, whether or not we just go right through or we reject, come back down and come back up. So, and then bear's last stand is up there at 22,627. Yeah. And then if we fall through the CPR, well, there's a lot of support here. 4-hour support here. 4 hours fair value gap. We're in it. There's another one down here at 22,213. There's another one here at 22,136. So we'd have to have some pretty good selling to break through all this. So that's my thought. My thought is generally bullish until we start breaking through some of these. 15-minute, right? You can see we're on top of there. I could probably do this a little bit cleaner. That's probably a little closer. And you know, on this guy, I would do something like this and say, well, if you pass that, I got to be going long. Might give him a little bit bigger. But if we stay underneath it, then we'll come down here and test the pivot, which is 22,302. All right, let me try to bring that up a little bit. I think it has something. There's something not quite right. I'll look into it more. Speakers. There. No, still same thing, because I can almost hear an echo. All right, so anyway, pivot, I'll work on that. Pivot is 22,302. How's that? Is volume any better? $22,302. I'll wait for you guys to respond. Hopefully somebody will respond. Better. Thank you. Okay, so the pivot at 22,302.75. That'll be your first support area down here. You also then come immediately right after that into the bull zone. And bull zone is 22,243 to 298. So that'll be some support here. If we come down here, if we break up through this and we get above VWAP, then I'd say we're long. But so far the delta is negative. We're staying below the midnight open. I mean, there's a little bit of bearishness, a tint. That's what I got. All right, so 5-minute chart, same thing. There's the midnight open, a little better price, somewhere around 415. And then what I would do on this 5-minute, you know, you could do something like this. Same thing we did on the 15. So looks like we already crashed down through this. It was pretty steep, but it somewhat indicates a push up. And you can do the same with this, something like that. And say, well, your long is continuation and your short is below that line. These guys these lines here being relatively close, tell me that, you know, there potentially some chop. Let me see how close these guys are. In fact, that'll also, something in the future I can use as somewhat of an indicator. Yeah, 67 points, so not too bad, I guess. So something else I put in this one is a midline between the distance between these two. I don't know. I'm just watching it for right now. I think I'll put the low plus and give me a number so I don't have to look at it. Same with the high. Anyway, so 5 minutes, not telling me much. If we get over past VWAP, then I'm going to go, I'm really looking for the longs. Otherwise, we'll be looking for the shorts and then looking for support back down at the pivot. Looks like we're heading down there now. 2 minute, I got the 2 minute play. This is actually going to be automatic today. It'll actually take a short or a long, not on these bars, but on the open at 30. So I've got that dialed in. I practiced it quite a few hours last night and this morning, and I'm hoping this works. It'll take 2 contracts and shoot for 25 points. I'll be playing the micros once again, and just let that play out. 2 minute, you could do something like this. I don't know, you can do that. If you want to be aggressive, you go to the bars. But with aggressiveness comes also potential stop outs. This is pretty conservative. So far, we've got 2 minutes pointing up, 3 minutes pointing up, 5 down, 15 down, and 60 up. So a little mixed bag. So my software says choppy. It says choppy. It says chop. Wait for a long or short signal. So the long or short signal is 4 out of these 5 for me. Okay, I'll be on this screen to start, and then I'll switch over to the 1 minute chart, which will be playing the 3 minute open direction strategy. And again, that one also, nope, not playing any micros on that one. So actually that one will be playing evaluation, just so I can have some skin in the game to kind of watch. So I'll start with the 2 minute. It'll take a long or a short based on where that pre-market candle shows up. I think one more candle to go, and then it'll lock it in. Eventually, these will disappear until time 28. So after this candle would close, then these will show up. That'll be my next little iteration. And that's all I've got. Any questions? Okay, you like my volume better? Yeah, there's still something not quite right with my volume. I'm not sure what it is yet. I mean, because on Discord, my volume is fine. I don't have to adjust it. I don't have to do anything. But on here, every day, it's something's wrong. So it's something with Streamlabs. I just got to figure it out. Okay. So we got less than 2 minutes. So here comes the opening range bar, the next pre 2 minute bar right here. So this is going to be the candle that it takes trades based on, and they can work faster than I can. So that's the advantage of using a little bot. I am using Replicanto. That's why I can switch over from different accounts and everything shows up on here. Sometimes Replicanto doesn't work as well as it should. All right, so there's the 2 minute. We got a minute 5, 7 minutes left, minute 5, something like that. Good luck today. Hopefully everybody's turned out to be green. These are risky plays, these open trades, right? They're really risky. So I don't advise them. They only work like probably 50% of the time, if not. When they do work, they work well. When they don't work, they don't work so well. So I got a 10-point stop. And I also have my finger on the close button inside my Ninja, I don't know what you call it, something. All right. Got my coffee. Let's see how she plays. There we go. There's open. And don't know what happened. but everything took a trade late. Unfortunately, I can't move my stops yet. They're kind of frozen. So even if I wanted to go to break even, usually they'll revert back pretty quickly. Maybe not. All right, that's good enough. Let's see what. All right, closed everything. All right, nice little trade. Nice little morning. Good morning. All right, like $1,000 you'd be up, and probably stop trading. I got to turn off my take profit on the next trade because, oh, it is off. Good. My apex is on. All right, that's good. All right, I'm going to switch over to this guy and see if he's going to take a trade. He'll take a trade after this candle closes. The bot is on. Nice little start, right? So the only one that should take a trade right now is this apex one. Maybe he's not going to take a trade today. Let me see. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I should have taken a trade on that one. But, oh well. All right, nice little start. Maybe I don't have the strategy on. No, it's on. Huh. Oh, there it goes. Okay, this one, I don't remember how it's supposed to run. Open directory, stop loss, target is 20 points. So maybe just 20 points is all it's looking for. Okay, so that would be 23.03, somewhere in there if we close a bar. Okay, 10 seconds. Got to close greater than 203 or less than 203, I believe. Oh, there we go. All right, that was pretty decent, I think. Not bad. Not bad plays. Good way to start a day. All right, now we get to play. Let's look for the 1 minute, and that could have been it right there. Let's see, where do I want to go? Okay, we're into some support here. So we hit the bull zone and bounced, pivot, bounced. Okay. Looking for just a little stutter. And maybe this is it. Okay. Okay, so it's going to be a little bouncy because we're into the pivot and then we're also in the bull zone. I think if we come back down here, I want to be short. It's just going to be bouncy. And now I should also be looking for a long. Let's go to a 5-minute here. Okay, so to close this gap, 1-minute gap here, or this 5-minute gap, right there, right around 330, so 327, 326 area. We still have a lot of time to get up there. So let's go with 327, 326. Nope, we're going to get hit here maybe. Yeah, we're buying at support. I mean, it's trying to sell at support. Probably not a good idea. But I think we're going to break down. I think I'm just got to give it some more. We're down at 14, a 14 point 14-point ATR. So the midpoint on this bull zone is around 270. So right now I'm just going to hide behind the pivot. See if I can get 30 points here. So we're just in support. It's just all support here. Till you get bottom control there at 250. So it's just going to be bouncy and choppy. So basically, let's see if I can get up to about 1600. I'll probably go ahead and take my profit 400. Okay, we filled the gap. Come on, keep coming down, baby. As long as we stay inside the bull zone, it's good. Okay, don't really like this. Nope. Getting chopped up. I don't necessarily like the long, but I think if we break a prior 5-minute candle, we could go up. Okay, close the gap on the 1 minute is 300. Okay, we closed the 1 minute gap. I might like this here. Let me just try this. I like the come down, check out support right here at 296 and bounced up. So let's see if I could see if we can capitalize a little bit. I'd like to get at least 10-15 points up if I can. Come on, baby. Oh, wrong place. Sorry, didn't mean to drop you there. Okay, we need to move now. There we go. Okay, to close that 1 minute gap is up at 330. Dang it. 5 minute gap is up there at 331. So we're now into a sell gap there. Yeah, that's where we're going to go, I think. Okay, there's the top of that 5 minute gap. I'll wait to get long above VWAP. Right now we got 4 out of the 5 pointing down. So 2 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 15's all pointing down, 60 minutes up. Came back and retested that trend line. Let's see what NVIDIA's doing. Not much. Got a big old hammer candle. Green one, 127. All right, so here's the long off the 2 minute open. So that's one thing I got to be careful of. My software will take on the 2 minute. Hold on a second. All right. Anyway, I got to be careful because my software will take the short as well as the long. So on that 2 minute play, it moved up the PAs a little bit. It took the TakeProfitTrader to about maximum where I want them to go, and gave me a little bit on that guy, I think. Maybe not. All right, so there's your long. Yeah, I wasn't prepared for that. I forgot about that. So it took the long above 339. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so I think I will take. I'm looking for that long right now. And I'll take that long back above there, which is a little bit above top control. All right, I turned everything off in case it wants to take another trade. Okay. So just slightly above top control there. If we bust back above that, we're getting it back above VWAP. Then I want to be long. Okay. I don't know if I could. Oh. There we go. That's how to do it. Okay, perfect. I don't have to keep playing with it. All right. I guess I took that long. I wasn't even watching. I'll move this guy up. Hiding behind VWAP right now. And I would not be surprised for a move down. There you go. So got to move up. We have a, actually let me get rid of this. Let me go to a 5 minute real quick. Actually 1 minute would be good. We do have a buy gap here, which we already came down and hit. We have a 5 minute gap which we're trying to fill in now. That might be too early. But let's see what happens here. All right, so here's our little potential little stutter step or little flag. You know, I don't know how good it's going to be. It's a little small. That's a little big for a flag. But definitely if we break above it, then I want to be long. Okay, we're back down into that 1 minute gap, which we're maybe trying to fill. Maybe we did fill it. could come down and pick it off, I guess, right here and take it long right here. Okay. There we go. There's potentially that little long. I'll try to get in there at VWAP. Let's see what we do here. What do you mean, MG? That is not for a beginner, definitely. Do you have in anywhere how does your system work? Which system is that? So we're down 80. Let me see what ES is at. ES is up 51 points. YM up 238. NQ's up 213. Huh. They must be on the old system, I guess. No, 22, 322. Yeah. I don't know what's up with that. That's trading view. Oh, yeah. Wow. So MG, what system are you talking about? Sorry, I didn't see your text earlier. I'm just waiting for this chop to finish up. This is the kind of chop I was talking about this morning. How we could go into a little chop fest here. Right? We still really haven't cleared this guy. That is not for a beginner, definitely. Oh, and I was also going to put up an ES chart, right? I forgot to do that. Your trading system that you're using in here, what do I need to know if it is a short or long setup? What do I need to know? Well, I play in the morning on the open, which is definitely not for beginners, right? And it's a high risk play. I play the 2-minute pre-market open, high and low. So on the 2-minute chart, you can see this red and green line right here. Okay, so if we come down here, it goes short. right? There's a short trade. If it goes above this green, it's a long trade. Okay, that's just one trade. You do it once and that's it. Well, my system actually does it twice, but eventually it'll only take one trade. All right, so here's a long above VWAP that I'm interested, because we're breaking this trend line and we're moving up, right? So we also came down, closed this gap, 5-minute gap. So I'm interested in a long here. Get above VWAP. So I wanted to get above VWAP there. Ideally, a 1-minute close above VWAP. So actually, I could bring this up. And I'm looking for, there we go. So we got a 1-minute close above VWAP. I'm going to take it long. And I'll let that play out. Okay, so on the 2-minute trade, there's a 2-minute pre-market. So this is the, even though it says 9:30, it's actually the 9:28. Actually, it's a 9:30 close candle. So then 9:30 to 9:32 is this candle. Okay, so right before market opens, this candle closes and decides whether or not it's going to go short or long. That's one trade. Second trade is a 3-minute system. Okay, it took a short right here on this entry, on this candle right here. Okay, right here. I'm watching. I still want to be above VWAP. So it entered short on this green candle, and we went down. It took profit. Okay. So that's two different trades. High. Come down back through that. Got to close of that 1 minute right there. So, and it's set up for 25 points. I actually took them off earlier because I really didn't want the trade after the previous trade. But that's okay. We'll take it. Okay, so now I'm into regular market play. Okay, so now with my regular market play, I'm looking for flags. Right? So I'm looking for stuff like this, for breaks of those. 1 minute. This one right here actually broke already. It probably came out and took everybody out. But if we go to a 2-minute, or even maybe a 5-minute, we came back up. Yeah, it's kind of nasty. That's why you haven't seen very many trades. I was going to take the long. I didn't get it. I got stopped out. Okay, that's fine. So now I'm going to wait for, realistically, a 5-minute candle, a close or a move below 315. There's a short. I'm just giving you opportunities to decide, this is the way I play. So now my short would be a below pivot, because on the 15-minute, there's a 15-minute break right there I could take. And that could be a short. So at 303. But with just tough. There's just a lot of choppy right here. It's tough. But we are breaking below a 15-minute candle. Right here, which is usually, you can get some juice on that 15-minute. It's a pretty new candle. So I'll take whatever I can get here. See if I can come down to a new low. Oops, you're not seeing that trade. So I took that short on the 15-minute right there. And now I'll just let it play out. I'll pick up I don't know, 400 bucks, whatever it is, 98 to 76, maybe not. Nope, it's going to come back and get me. And see if we can come back and take out the low. $10 points. I am a firm believer in 10-point stops. I will take 10-point stops every day. Why? That's $200 on one contract. I can recover from $200. I can't recover from 2,000 or 1,000. Right? I mean, I can, but it's hard. It takes a lot of effort. So I would rather take these little, 10-point stops and call it good. So I just took that trade, right, off the 15 minutes. So that's why I watch them. I watch a lot of things. If I'm a beginner, then I probably what I would do, I would love the 5-minute candles if I was you. So if I'm a beginner, I'm playing the 5-minute candles, highs and lows. And then I'm going to look for support and resistance based on the 5 minutes, right? So here's support. Each one of these green candles up. There's support. Next support, 230. And then, if you place a 10-point stop, I'm looking for 20 points, 2 to 1, ideally. Sometimes you don't get it, right? I follow up with my stops, and I'll put my stops at break even. But my goal is ideally 2 to 1 to 3 to 1. Now, with this choppy market like it is right now, I don't know what the market's going to do. So I'm just going to play accordingly. And I'll take some 20-pointers, 10-pointers. Hell, I'll take 5 points. And the main reason why is on my 5-minute chart, I don't have a definitive. Here's a definitive market action play right there. See that doji? Follow with another one. Okay, that's a short for me. Okay, I'm looking for this candle. I don't have anything up here. I got garbage. That's what I got. I got a rejection off this line. Well, actually, it's not even a rejection off that one. Right? But we came up through the 1 minute weighted, came back down. So that could be considered a short. You're just looking for different trade setups. I don't have anything on a 5-minute, which is what 90% of my trades are the 5-minute and 15-minute charts. I don't have anything that screams like this. Here, this is a reversal candle, right? Right there. That's a reversal candle. We're going up. We've came down. We're done. Okay, yep, it came up, faked you out, but get back in, and it's going to go higher. I don't have anything over here, so that's why, for me, reading the charts, it's a little tough right now, right? I don't have anything that says go short, go long. The only thing I have is the 15-minute or the midnight open, and that was roughly around there, and we spent most of our time down, so I got to be a little bearish. But at the same time, we're shorting into support. I got a bull zone right here. That's support. If I go to my 1-hour chart, I got a 4-hour fair gap value. And the bottom is 262, support, right? This whole thing has been support, diving down in it. That's why it was choppy. That's why in my initial read of the market this morning, I said we could chop in here. This could be a choppy area because there was support here. There's support down here. To go short, it's tough. It's a tough play. It's going to be rocky. It's going to be up, down, fill in the gaps, da-da-da, right? That's what it comes down to. You got a big 1-minute sell gap right here too. I only look at the 1-minute and 5-minute sell gaps. Basically, I'm looking for resistance or or support. Okay, 5 minute is a little smaller. So I wouldn't be surprised that we come up and maybe tag right through that. Let's see how it plays out. This little guy is the 5 minute gap, fair value gap. Am I an ICTer? No, I'm not. I'm just playing the gap, the fills, right? These wick fills. That's all I'm playing. That's probably a lot to bring in. I could probably spend an hour on each one of those little, on each one of the process, whether it's the 3 minute open directory, open direction strategy, the 2 minute pre-market strategy, which wins more times than it loses, by the way. Go back and look at the last month. You know, maybe the win rate isn't as dominant or as good as you would like, but if you said, well, I'm going to take 25 points, I'm going to take a 10-point stop, and add up your points, I think you'll find that you're up a lot higher than you're down. But again, if you're a new trader, MG, then you have to pick a strategy, a system that works for you. Maybe it's only one. I've been doing this a long time. I have a pocket full of toolboxes in my back pocket. A pocket full of different ways to play the market, depending on what the market's going to give me. Right? But that's something you have to develop over time. What you should do is start on one and be strong in that one. In my opinion. If I was starting out, that's what I would do. Whether it's Fibonacci's, that's a whole nother system, right? Which I play and I watch. Only thing I'm trying to do is open people up to saying, look, there's more than one way to play the game. And guess what? They pretty much all work. So I try to explain in the morning, you know, if you catch me in my pre-market talk, I pretty much tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to play the 1 minute. I'm going to play the 2 minute. And then after they take their trades, they're done. I generally go into flag play. Yeah? And it's, you know, because to me that's bread and butter, is especially on a directional. If we're in a trend market, the flags are the way to get in. Otherwise, how are you going to get in? The only thing you can do is jump in, close your eyes, and put a 20-point stop, and hope you didn't get a stop out. Right? I'm saying, well, I don't want to do that. I would rather play maybe a little more. Let's see if I can find something from yesterday, which I didn't play very well yesterday. I did not play that very well. I have to admit. See, a 2 minute. This is just rough. To jump in anywhere in here was very tough, just because of those wicks on the 2 minute. The only real place you could have got in my opinion, was maybe something like that. You know, but even this, you know, man, that was just a tough play. But these are the looks that I'm looking for. Right there. Bam. Bam. You know, in hindsight, yeah, it's always 20/20, but just get good at drawing the trend lines. That's why I always go from the body, or I'll go from the top wick of that green candle to the body of the next red candle and say, okay, that's my number. Well, you can see, look how well that defined up. Right? But so you go from here, top wick, green one, to the body of the red. Draw your line down. And then look at bam, bam, bam. And then when we finally went through and crossed it, you could wait for the close. Even if you would have waited for the close on this particular one, and we can do another one. I'm not cherry picking. Right? You never really got challenged. You could take from 2. You got your entry, let's say your entry you didn't get in until 78. 69, 9-point stop. That's good. You're at 10. And in fact, I would have probably put my stop down below this wick here. And then there you go. got up, and you came right into another flag. Okay, you just got to say, well, I don't know what that is. 275, what's the maximum? So that's 25, 35, 40 something points, right? So let's say you would have gone in at 78. All right, so it's 41 points. You know, if you took off at 25 or 20 for your first one, which is probably nothing wrong with that, $400, and then you're riding your trailer, and your trailer rides up. And then you can decide where you're going to take it off from there. You know, up here, 61, you can take it off at 50, nothing wrong with that. Right? So those are plays that you just have to develop on your own. Let's see how this one works out. This one works out a little different. The wicks went above it, but same system. Wait for a close. You get that close. Let's say 235. Let's say you don't get until, 225, 325. Let's say you don't get until 328. Your low right there would be 23, so you had a 5-point stop, but look at the move up. Bam, bam. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. In the meantime, we went up. Obviously, I can see this now, but it was there. This is just going to be choppy. You're going to get a lot of support in here. There's just no way around it. So if you're having a rough time, and you know maybe the last month hasn't been my best friend, maybe I sit this out right here. I don't want to play in the bull zone because it's so choppy. So I'm just going to sit here and watch. Right? I mean, especially me, I'm already up a little bit, right? So I already had an okay day. You know, it's not where I want to be, but hey, it's a win. I'll take it today. I'm happy today. Not happy, but it's okay. You know, you start stringing these little days together, and I can break out of my little slump that I've been in, and maybe I can get to some decent numbers. You know, I'll get off this M&Q crap. I don't like playing it, but right now it's serving a purpose. That purpose was, you know, if I'm playing my PAs on minis, that's $1,400. That's $1,400, just like this guy, right? $1,300. So that's the difference. Okay, my PAs didn't get $1,300, $1,400. It's okay. They're up 150. I'm not going to stop them. I'm not going to take any more trades today on those. They're done for the day. Because I got to put it into the same system if I'm playing minis. So I'm up 1,400. Am I going to keep playing those? No. Hell no. I'm done. Done for the day. Now, this Apex account, of these ones, yeah, maybe I'll play those just for farting around purposes, but they did what they needed to do today. TakeProfitTrader did what he needed to do. He doesn't need any more. I could get greedy, but guess what? It'll probably be red by the end of the day. So I'm not going to be greedy. Try to show some restraint. Something that I know personally I need to work on. Is it tough? Yes, it is. So, will I find more trades? Yeah, I'll take more trades today. But I want to make sure they're kind of A+ setups. So, speaking of A+, right below here, I would take that low of the day, 260. Why? Because that's my 15-minute wick. That's why. Okay, 261. People say you're crazy. You can't short the hole. On a 15-minute wick, you can. Because I should get some follow through. Okay, the 5-minute wick is 267, so it probably would have been a better short at 267. Right? Could I get stopped out? Yep, I can. I'll play right to the bottom of bottom control there. So I'll just take 10 points on this one if I can get it. I should be able to get it with the 15-minute wick close, or 15-minute wick short. Come on. But we got a 1 minute gap up to my stop at 270. There you go. Fucker. Would I take that again? Yep. Because it just closed the gap. I just didn't move my stop fast enough. My stop should have been up higher. So there's a 10 point. That should have been probably 15 point stop. Okay, so now I'm going to try to get that money back, that $200. And I'm only going to get a little bit more than that, if I can get it. Well, they might play some games here. Again, it's a reason why. Oh, come on, baby. It's a reason why I said it earlier, which is I probably don't want to play in here because of how bouncy this is. I didn't really listen to myself. Myself was telling me, don't play in here. It gets bouncy. So I'll just take the stop, and if I can get the 10 points or the, 69, there you go, 17 points, I'll take it. But nope, I'm out. All right, I'm good. Now I need to realize, dude, what are you doing? Don't play in there. I think it's still a good short. Now, if we come up on the 5 minute, so let me go to a 5 minute. Yeah, there's no gap to fill. The 1 minute, we do have this gap here. 15 minute, you got a lot of gap, right? We got this whole area right here, all the way up to here, 302, that it can go to. New candle. So this is something to know about candles, right? 15-minute candle. That short, while it was good, I still like it. And I would take it probably 90% of the time. I also knew that taking it, that this was a new candle, which means that new candle can go from here up to there and then back down and still be just fine, right? I still think it's a good short. I got my hand on the trigger, but I'm not going to take it. But knowing that it's a new candle, I have to realize that, wow, it could go from 278 up to 302 with no consequences at all. I'm in a bull zone, so there's a high probability that that would happen, or at least come back up and test the top of the bull zone. So, you just start saying, well, but I took that risk, and I accept that risk. Just like I would take this risk again. I'm probably going to stop that one more time. But let's see what the 5 minute looked like. All right, 5 minutes getting down to the last minute. So there's a good chance it can push down and fill some color out on that 5 minute candle. Again, just knowing the candles, I feel a little more comfortable now that I did one before I even entered. That, okay, there's a good chance that the 5 minute could come down and fill that candle out, or at least I'll have enough room to throw my stop in there for the next candle. Because that next candle could come up here to here at a minimum at 268. Right? Those are all the things running through my head. So 13 seconds. So I got my hand on the stop. I'm probably going to move him down, get closer to entry as soon as I can. And with 5 seconds later, anywhere I can get to be profitable, I can put my stop. And then, okay, he took me out, but I got a couple bucks off it. Not much. But knowing that 5 minute could come up here, right? So if I go 267 down to right here, oh, I just missed it. That should have been the short entry right there, 264. Yep. Again, just knowing candles and watching candles. See, normally if I wasn't talking, I would have taken that trade, 100%. I always figure 3 points. 68, it got to 64, what's the high? 64.5, so 3.5 points. I would have hit the sell target, right? Because I would have been in at probably 62, and we went down to 46, right? 16 points. All I want's 10, 15. 200 to 300 bucks is good. All right, we're getting that bounce off the bottom control. Okay, I always like the 15-minute candle. I like when it gets under 5 minutes, because then I can generally, the direction that it's going to go in, right? So in the last 5 minutes, it's got a higher probability of filling this candle out than it does on the first 10 minutes. First 10 minutes of just playing games. And it's just time watching. But again, this is just a chop festival. Because we're into the bull zone and this is bottom control. If we drop out here at 43, probably a short. That's another place to enter. And all I'm looking for is how many places to get into a trade that I think have a higher probability of entering rather than just entering somewhere and closing my eyes. Okay, a drop below the bull zone historically has been a good place to enter. Now, a better place to enter, if you can get it, but it doesn't always do it, is once you drop the bull zone, is the retrace and to retest it. But doesn't always retest. So I would rather just take the entry and you got a little bit of higher risk factor. I'll wait for the retest. I never did put in the 15-minute high and low, which was right here, right? Yep. So labeled horizontal. Oops. Actually, I can do that in another chart. So what I'm looking for is a drop down below and then a retest. And I'll try to get the retest if it'll give it to me. Okay. So that is at 22,242. There we go. But MG, thanks for the questions, man. I appreciate it. Hopefully it wasn't too much info. I'm trying to open up at 9:15 every morning on the money, and then go over what I'm going to do. And I try to say it before it happens, right? I'm going to try to let you know, hey, this is where my mind is. This is what I'm thinking about. You know, the automated trades are, you know, they're just automated trades. You know, they're going to take their trades, whether I like them or not. Then we come down to trading, and either the flags, 5 minute, 15 minute. But you can see just what I talked about. I've been talking about it for how long now? Ooh, it's 7:25, so 9:25. I mean, 10:25. So, well, I started pre-market and talked about how choppy it was going to be. I don't think we've gone. Yeah, we might have gone 80 points. I would have really wished that long would have worked out. I don't know. I got conflicting data. My Ninja says we're down 145. My NQ on TradingView says we're up 145. But that could be because of the turnover. I don't know. You know, changing from December to March. What? Nope. I'll put in the, I don't know if it was UMG or who it was that talked or asked about ES on the chart. I will have ES up tomorrow. I should remember. Yes, okay, it was you. So I'm sorry, I apologize not having it up today. I will have it up tomorrow. Here, I can put, let me duplicate a chart. I did it yesterday. I think I deleted it last night. So on ES, I'm probably more prone to play like a 5-minute chart. Oh, that's the ATR trailing. Oh yeah, that's a nice one. Okay, so ES is already a little different. Let me go, that's hidden. We're getting ready to put in IB. So I got a 5-minute chart here. Here's bear targets. Posty pivots, if you use that. That's where you can find these targets. The yellow lines are IB. Here's your CPR up here. So right now we're below Bull's last stand, which was pretty critical. And we're dropping pretty decently. We're currently down, 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 down. Everything's down on ES. I don't know if you can see that. On NQ, everything's down except for the 60-minute. We're getting ready to drop IB. And on IB, I'm only going to try 2. But if we drop here on IB, I would take that short. I don't know. I like to see a lot of action. All right, there's IB, and we're getting a little bit of action there. So IB's done. Everything's done now. All right. I don't know what that looks like. Yeah, it doesn't look bad. There you go. Okay. So sometimes you have to give it a little bit of grace on the 5-minute wick test, especially going up. NQ, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good amount. There's a good chance we reverse here. ES says, I don't think so. So we'll see how that plays out. Again, just choppy, right? We're in the bull zone. We came down to the bottom of the bull zone. So typically, and you guys probably, think he's a freaking broken record. Oh, let me do that again. See, where's the ES? You can leave this so it'll stay on top, I think. I don't remember how I did that yesterday. There you go, always on top. Okay, so So what I like to see is we came down to pretty close to the bottom of the bear zone. The bull zone. Didn't quite get there, but pretty close. And then, for me, the ultimate is to come up to the top here, reject, and come back down. And then you take it short, or take your short from up here. So ideally, that's what I would like to see. Will it happen? I have no idea. But it's what I look for. Will I place my 2 sells here again? Yep. Sell stop market. Again, normally, I could get exciting here and play like, let's see. I need 4. I'd have to play 4 contracts. Let me do those. 830. 830. There we go. So normally I like to see a little more action. I'd like to see this thing start fluttering. And then that tells me this is going to be a good move. But this is for the eval. So IB is a very strong. IB is a very strong level, I would say. Can be a very strong level. So IB range today 122.5. 50% of that is 22,305. So that's a good number to know. That's like your 50%. We'll probably end up going back there. And that's where you kind of just hang out. 50% of the day's move. Fed meeting started today. Ends tomorrow. And so what do we got? Tomorrow, building permits, housing starts, all at 8:30 in the morning. And then the Fed, I think the Fed tomorrow right at 2. Michael, is it 2 o'clock? I can't remember. Anyway, this is the ES 2-hour chart, and you can see just pretty negative. Or maybe you couldn't even see that because of my dilly bob that was blocking everything. All right, there you go. I don't want to miss this. If we come down below IB, you know, normally I'd be up here right now at the bottom control, looking to see if I could take that short, just to give me a little bit more room on IB. So what I would do is go to like a 5-minute candle and say, well, what could I do? I could go to right here and say at 247, if we drop that, really good chance we're going to go ahead and head on down. So in fact, that's what I'll do. 247, IB's at 244. It'll just give me 3 points. Sometimes that's the difference between a home run and not. And in fact, since I like 247, might as well just bring her on up to 249. Because if we come back down, maybe we keep on coming down. I forgot what this is called, this program here. Trend pivot, okay. I'm going to put the numbers on here in a minute here while I'm waiting for a trade. All right, so I'm going to get rid of that. Looks like we're going to go up. We're going to go higher. So I'm going to sit on my hands for a few. All right, so we're going to go long, it looks like. Same with ES. Right into a gap. Oh, I got to do this 3 times real quick. Okay. One more time. So even on ES here, I probably should have showed you that when I played it right there. There we go. All right, I got to adjust that. Okay, get rid of this. I don't know why that's coming out like that. Slow. By 2. Okay, 5-minute gap close, right around 73. All right, so what did we do? Came up, hit the top of the bull zone, exactly what I wanted, and rejected. I just was busy playing around instead of doing what I was doing. Oh well. There's a 2-minute. Did exactly what I wanted. Bam, bam, bam. Michael, did you get that? There we go. Did you take that short, Michael? We also came up to the 1-minute weighted moving average. All right, another reason to go short. Came up above the 34 EMA. Came above it, came below it. Here we go, we're just closing that gap. Even though the 2-minute I don't really watch. Oh, come on. 1-minute gap fill, that's the one that's more important. Right there, filled. Now let's see what happens. But once you start knowing some of these things, you can take a short, either at the top of the bull zone. I mean, that would have netted 32 points. You could take this short off the 1-minute weighted. We closed down, could have maybe taken a short there. Oops. You know, that could have netted 28 points. You could say, well, I don't really like it right there. You could have said, well, okay, then take it when you cross below the 34 EMA. There's 22 points. Just all these different ways to find trades. Okay, nice, Michael. Quick hits. Because how many quick hits do you need, right? I mean, 12 points is 240 bucks. Right? If you had 3 of those, you could be done for the day. Hell, 2 of them, you might be done for the day. I don't know what you need. I always ask people, how much money do you need? That should dictate everything you do. Well, as much as I can. No, that doesn't work that way. That's greed. Right? Put in a plan to make $200. If you can't make $200 for 10 days, you can't make $10,000 a day for 10 days. All right, we're back to the bull zone. What's it going to do? I have no idea. We're right at the 1-minute weighted. The 5-minute gap close on this right here would be 288. So you could probably say 230 or 288, 291. trying to get back above 300. That would be a victory probably for the bulls. We could have came down from right here. Look at this. So we came up, came back down to the 61.8 perfectly, and then back up. Now we're trying to push out above. The question is, can we do it? Is there enough strength, enough buying? How many fucking trades did I miss today? Hyper, where's Hyper at this morning? Lewis, you guys done for the day? It's just ugly. It's not really ugly, it's just not getting much. Alright, we're in these support areas, so it's just nasty, bouncy. You know, until we break up or break down, there's not much to do. You can play this. This is 300 basically down to 43, so there's a good 53 points or something like that available. So this is, here's a, I think it's a 5-minute gap. Yep. We've already pierced it, so I'm guessing we're going to go straight up through it this time. We're above the 1 minute weighted. Trying to get above the pivot right here. The whole pivot at 302.75. Right, the daily pivot. Yes, I would probably throw a trend line on this guy. Same thing with NQ. Maybe something like that. So my guess is we come up to 330. You know, it's a good 29 points. I might try to take that. I don't have any 5-minute gaps to fill. 1 minute I do down right here. Oops, sell stop. I want to buy a gap. If we come back down on the 1 minute, I would take that. probably try to hide behind the 1 minute weighted where I'm at. Nope, not going to work. Darn you. But I still like it. Trying to get above 300. $93 would have been a very nice entry. Come on, let's go. See if I can get my $200 back. And then some. So I need 13 at least to get my money back, and hopefully I can get on up to 21, which is VWAP. But they may take me out before that. Fucker. IWM's just heading down, man. What's our ATR is about 14 and a half. Damn you. I still like the long. But now I got to get all the way up here to get my money back. Come on, baby, let's go. As soon as we get up to VWAP, I'll go ahead and go to break even. VWAP's at 322. And I'll put my stop up to about 311 once we get up there, because we may reject. Let's see, it's been an hour and a little over an hour since we hit VWAP last. So I think I've lost money almost every long I've taken. Come on. At least get up to VWAP. Oh, you sucker fish. Come on. I took one off just to reduce my risk. ATR is 14 and a half. Come on. Okay, I'm actually going to stop out here. No. And I'd be looking for the reversal. This gives me a pretty decent candle, so I'll tighten my stop up a little bit. How much time's left? Yep. Okay, either we bang up or we come back down. Okay, coming up to VWAP. Let's see if we can get it this time. All right, so a little suck back in the last minute on the 5 minute. If we come back down, I probably don't want to be in it anyway. See if we can push these last 20 seconds or 20 seconds up. I would like to exceed that, 315. Even the last 10 minutes, 10 seconds, I would take it. Come on. So my stop isn't probably going to get hit. Yep. New 5 minute candle, so you can come all the way down to 292 and still push this thing up. It's probably good enough. All right, so there's your ES moving up, basically off the 5 minute. You would have had probably 16, 4-point stop, 5-point stop. You could have been down here, said take your long here at 21, and a stop at 16, 5-point loss or 5-point stop, and you would have got a pretty nice move. We're getting up through VWAP now on ES. We're trying to on NQ. Wouldn't be surprised to get stuck here at 330 for a few minutes. Okay, got to reject, initial rejection on VWAP. Just didn't have enough stop put in for me. Or probably all those trades. That's fine. Getting to be junk hour anyway. This 11 to 12 o'clock and through lunch is just garbage time anyway. Here was my long entry on this indicator software. roughly right there. Michael, I don't know how that compares to yours at 273. So it closed below that at 286, almost a retest. Would have been nice to retest this, 260. All sorts of things. Okay, our chart, came down, bottom control, bounced up. We didn't get this play. I was looking for a break below and then a retest. We would have gotten short on that one. Didn't do it. Came up to a 5-minute gap so far in VWAP and rejected. So here's a 15-minute opening range. You can do this on your 15-minute. Yes, still transpiring, still going high, and NQ, like I said, it could still come down to 292 and still be good. 40 seconds, so we'll see its true colors here in a minute. And since nobody has any more questions, then I'm probably going to be done for the day. To go back and review, play around with my that software and finally get it finished up. I got these guys lined up. I got to figure out how to put a comma in there. Maybe I don't need a comma. Get this to go over to 0.25 or 0.75 or round up to 35. Call this STO and BTO breakout. Yeah, no problem, MG. It's a lot to take in, but you can go back and replay this video on some of the things that I talked about. And in the morning, hopefully I'm clear on what my strategy is for the day and what I'm shooting for. You know, honestly, if those first 2 trades in the morning work, then I'm done for the day, right? That's the whole idea behind the one and done, is to take those trades and then you don't have to take any more. I don't have to trade anymore. Right? So, okay, so this is a 5-minute. Look at that. Beautiful candle wick right there. So I'd be short right now. If I'm playing, I know it's 11 o'clock, not the perfect time, but man, that's short at 298. Looking pretty sweet right now. No, that's like, to me, this is like the grail, right? You get that candle on an up move. I mean, you can either take it up here and just, say I'm going to take it. It's going to go short. That's a beautiful. And then put your stop right above that wick, which is what? Let's say 310. You got in at 306, so it would only be a 5-point stop. right? You could have taken that baby down and, or you'd be out now, but you could have taken that to from 309 down to 83. It's almost 20 points. But now it's a continuation, so now it's a long move, right? So now you got to be somewhat aggressive. Oh, come on. All right, we're only going to get, oops, guess I wasn't that aggressive. A little bit late. But we got that top of that 5-minute control, so that would be a place right here. If I can't get out. But that was the perfect play down here. Once you knew that this was a continuation candle, let me get rid of that. A continuation candle, that was your long right here. Right when you got up into this box. There's a pretty good chance we're going to the top of the box. Why? Because that's a 5-minute, it's a 5-minute close. They're going to close that gap. No, it's not. It's a 1-minute gap, Phil. Sorry. That was a 1-minute gap fill, and they were going to fill it. Now we're above VWAP. Pretty good chance we're going to go. I'm just playing around here. It's on an eval. I don't really care. If I didn't care, I could probably put this guy down here. But pretty good chance we could get a rejection here too. Maybe this is the long for the day. All right. Good time to say ciao. All right, I'm going to leave that long go. Yeah, I don't care. I could bring him down. Probably prefer not to since we're down 70 points. I'll just say, well, if you fill the gap, you fill the gap. Take me out. Okay, have a good day, everybody. Good luck. Hopefully you're green and will stay green. It's always hard to stay green. The best thing to do is if you're green is stop trading. All right. See you guys. Thanks. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. And again, I appreciate Koper, Bahamas, Michael, MG, Yoko. I don't know where you're at. You need to come back. Lewis. But I appreciate you guys and appreciate you guys using my code. People who've been using my code here lately, thank you for the Apex. TakeProfitTrader, they're having a great sale still. I think it's like $100 and no fee. So it's $100 and you get their valuation account, and if you pass it, it's $3,000, same thing. And if you pass it, there's no fee to turn it into a pro account. And then you have a $1,200 loss limit for the day. So that's something you have to be aware of. So that's why I always say, well, I get, what am I up today? I don't even know what I'm up on that one. $1,200. I didn't want to go any higher because then it's got a 30% deal. It's either 30 or 40. I don't even remember. So I don't want to go too high because then it'll reduce, increase my 3,000 to 3,100 or whatever. I don't know. So, but TakeProfitTrader, I mean, and they pay pretty quickly. So if you, let's say you get a pro account and you make $2,000 that day, you can take money out that day. Well, the next day, it takes 24 hours just because they don't close up any of their accounts and stuff like that until the next day, right? So after midnight. So the next day you would come in and they pay within hours. I've gotten mine within, I've got about 3 payouts with them, and typically it's about 4 hours and I'm money in my bank. So it's pretty cool. Anyway, Mr. Fibs will get you the best discount just like Apex. Ciao. That's my sales pitch. That's all I got. All right. Ciao, you guys.